Winnipeg has a brand new police chief. Gene Bowers was officially sworn in yesterday, making him the city's 19th police chief. And joining us now is the city's new police chief, Gene Bowers. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, because some people might be meeting you for the first time this morning. Tell us a little bit about your background, and did you grow up in Manitoba, for example?
Well, I was born in a southern small community. I lived there till I was 9, and then ultimately moved to Winnipeg with my mother, single mom. We lived we had a hard time with finances and things like that, but she made it work, and finally was able to get involved with sports and sort of get on the right path.
And sports was the road that you went down that helped you stay on the right track, right?
Yes, it definitely kept me out of trouble. I was in between, going, the wrong path and making poor decisions, and I was able to, when I started hanging out at the community club and the rink, and it took me away from that and kept me out of trouble.
And then you went to university. Right. And you graduated from the University of Manitoba, is that right? In 1989.
88.
88. So then you became a police officer.
Correct.
What led you to that journey?
I guess, I went through some personal things with my family. My father's mental health issues, and sadly took his own life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it just, I felt I had that trauma-based experience where I could help others. And, as I was a young officer, I would go to different calls, and I really left part of myself there and worried about people because I saw myself in that situation. So I think it really helped me to help people, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help people.
And then you were a police officer from 1989 until when? So how many years altogether did you serve as a police officer?
So this is my 36th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so in those 36 years, and all the experiences that you had, do you feel it led you down this path to be the next police chief?
Yeah, it wasn't like I planned to be a police chief. It just, the different areas that I worked in, I got a really good, vast amount of experience, and investigations, uniform, administration, and it really, that wasn't the ultimate goal. It just, it kept leading me into different and moving up in rank, and ultimately, I'm in my 36th year, and it was like, okay, what do I do now? Do I retire, or do I, take a shot at chief and see if I can, make change for the service and the membership, and also for the citizens of Winnipeg. Truly, Winnipeg is a great city. It is my home, so I want it to be safe for everybody.
Gene, you served on the Manitoba Human Trafficking Team Committee and the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women's Task Force. Right. How did those experiences set you up for this job, and where do you hope to, how do you hope to use that experience to help you lead going forward? Well,
definitely I saw, a lot of the unfortunate circumstances with the missing and murdered women and girls, and Two-Spirit were very vulnerable, and I saw that everybody was they had everybody kind of going against them, and I felt as a police service we should be helping them and helping them be safe, and the exploiters and people that exploit them needed to be addressed. So definitely when I came back from Project Devote, the Missing Murder Task Force, I started the counter-exploitation unit, and with a different view of we weren't going to arrest the women that were trapped on the streets, we were going to help them. And it was exploiters. So we definitely turned our direction before the laws were even changed to address the exploiters.
So more or less targeting the Johns rather than the women.
Yeah, and the human traffickers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the community relationships that you're hoping to establish in your role, your new role as police chief. Where do you want to go?
Well, I definitely want to open up communication and stronger partnerships with the Indigenous community. Reconciliation is a big part of I think of our country that we need to address. I want to be part of that, so I look at reconciliation as one of my main priorities, working with the Indigenous leadership community in different groups to help Indigenous people in Winnipeg.
Let's talk about police morale, because for years police officers have been struggling with their morale. How do you hope to address that and make it better?
Well, we did a bunch of, there was a survey, and then we had a bunch of different groups that met. I think there was 190 meetings, and out of that there was 50 recommendations. And there was themes that came out of that, and one of the themes, real big themes, was communication internally. And we have to, as I think, as an executive, we have to be out talking to the membership, and the membership needs to see us. And we need to make sure we're communicating to the members first and listening to what their needs are. So we've definitely addressed some of their concerns already, and we'll continue to do that.
We're almost out of time already. Can we just talk quickly about how you plan to make our city safer?
Definitely. It's going to be a bit of a realignment, but I want to support our frontline members. So I have some ideas. I want a fast response unit to violent crime. So I'm going to be working on that. I want our members back or able to be in the community, not always when there's a crisis, but when things are a little calm, so we can build those relationships.